happening? Welcome to Storytime with Miss Adaria. And today we're going to be reading a lovely selection of books. And I just wanted to introduce you to Planty 1 through 3. These planties are going to go live at Wheaton Rain Garden soon. So say goodbye. Bye. Thank you for having us at the library. Bye. Our first book today is Mell Fell. I guess that's Mel, that little birdie. And this is by Corey Tabor. And it's a new book, so you can come into the library and check this out. We have a couple of new books that I'm going to be reading today, so I hope you enjoy. Mell Fell. And it's an unusual book because some parts of it we're going to be holding it like this. So we kind of follow the story of Mell. See, that's a branch on the side of a tree. Corey R. Tabor. Look at Mell looking down. Or maybe that's Mel's mom. And that's Mell. We'll find out. Okay, let me just make sure I didn't skip a page here. Okay, good. Here we go. One day, when Mama was away, Mell decided it was time to learn to fly. She had been in the nest long enough. "Aren't you scared?" asked her sister Pim. "Yes," said Mell, "but I won't let that stop me." What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? She looked down. "It sure is a long drop," said her brother Pip. "Well," said Mell, "I've got wings." Mell was scared and it was a long drop, but today was the day that she would fly. "See you soon," she told her siblings. She jumped, she flipped, and she spread her wings, and then, wah, she fell. Look at her siblings. Like, no, we don't want to see her get hurt. But that was a nice dive that she did off of the branch, wasn't it? Mell fell and fell past the owl family. The squirrels tried to catch her. They really did. They'd grown quite fond of those squeaky little chirpers upstairs. Blast, nuts, oof, ay! But it was no use. They missed her by a whisker. She just kept falling. She doesn't look too worried, though. She's just falling and falling. Zizzle, zazzizoo, said the bees, but they barely slowed her down. They're trying. They're pulling on her wings and her feet, but we will save you. She was probably a little bit too heavy for them. Even the spider lent a hand, or 8 hands, all 8 of them. You see, when she fell through the spider web, it freed up this buggy that the spider was planning on for lunch, and the buggy says, "I'm free." Look at that spider trying to hold her back. Nope, she's still falling. But still, Mell fell. And then the slug said, "Do not fear, helpless little bird. I will catch you." And the ants are all like, "No!" You see, they're trying to make like an ant link out here to try to catch her. All these critters are trying to help this little birdie on her first fall, her first flight. Oh wait, hold on now. You think it's hard to turn pages just regular style? I'm trying to turn this page from upside down position. I knew there was another page. "Oh no!" said the ladybug. She was standing on a mushroom. And Mell finally opened her eye because I think she sees something coming. And that is, what do you think it is? Dun dun dun. Splash! Whoa, thank goodness it was water she fell into. Look at the ladybug. Ah! Let's see. Here we go. Mell dived into the water, excuse me. She snapped her beak and caught a little fish. Oh, and then it says to turn the buck. She kicked her legs, she wiggled her tail feathers, she spread her wings, and then, and I'm supposed to turn the book like this again. What happens, do you think? She flew! What? Right back out of the water with a little fish in her beak. And look at the ladybug. The ladybug is clapping. Fantastic job, little birdie. Mell flew and flew. Well, the ants are running up. The snail is saying yay. The fish doesn't look so happy, though. As Mell flew by, the spider clapped her hands. All 8 of them. And look, she spelled out yay with her spider web. Oh, that's pretty funny. Fish is still not looking very happy there. The bees said, huzzah, huzzah. They look like they're pushing her up into the sky. I don't think she needs much help, though. She's pretty good flying. The squirrels raced her to the top. And look at the owls. They're so amazed because they just saw this little birdie fall and fall and fall and fall and fall and fall and fall. And they were worried about her. But Mama was waiting when she got there. I flew, said Mell. And I bet when she opened her mouth to say that, she dropped the fishy. And the fishy is saying, I'm flying, I'm flying. Look at that. That is really funny. So she lost her lunch, but that's okay. Aw, the mama is giving Mell a hug. I knew you could, said Mama. I knew I could too, said Mell. And then we hear a splash down at the bottom when the fish fell in, and the snail is saying, do not fear, helpless little fish. I will catch you. It probably didn't happen though. What do you think? Look at that. Mell is a kingfisher. Kingfishers catch fish by diving into the water from tree branches or wires. Many kingfishers nest in tunnels they dig in earthen bunks near water, while others nest in tree hollows. Some even live in old termite nests. A young kingfisher probably doesn't catch a fish the first time they leave the nest, but then Mell is a very special bird. And this book was dedicated for Mandy and Will. And look at Mell trying to push one of her siblings off of the branch. Like, come on, the other one's holding onto the branch. Like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. If you want to see kingfishers actually do that and do that successfully, if you go up to Sunset Lake up here in Bridgeton, you can just sit on the banks of Sunset Lake, and there's about 4 or 5 kingfishers that live around that lake, and you can hear them chirping and calling and then diving into the water to get their lunch. How cool is that? Yay! All right, so now we're going to read this lovely book here. It's called Solar Story by Alan Drummond. And it too is a new book. Come on in and check it out. It's how one community lives alongside the world's biggest solar plant. What is a solar plant? It's a place where you can get energy from the sun and you can turn that into electricity. Oh, excuse me. This says, hey, Jasmine, what's going on? Hey, Nadia, not much. Same as usual, I guess. Solar Story by Alan Drummond. And it's for gay. It's a long, hot, and dusty walk to school. The sun shines down on us nearly every day. Sam, who's Sam? Sun and more sun. Sometimes it seems like that's the only thing going on here. We live in Morocco, right there at the top left-hand corner of the map of Africa. Morocco. The windows on my side of the classroom look out on the high Atlas Mountains. Sometimes a cool breeze blows in. But on the other side, the Sahara Desert begins. Nothing but millions of square miles of rocks, sand, and hot sunshine, all the way across northern Africa. The desert landscape around Gassait, our home, has looked the same for a very long time. Our teacher, Miss Abdelham, likes to talk about the big changes that are happening in our world. She also likes asking big questions. Okay, class, solar energy. Do we all know what that means? And one little girl who raised her hand said, the heat of the sun. And the teacher said, good, and what is solar power? And all the kids raised their hands and said, making electricity from sunshine. We all know the answers to these big questions. Why? Well, up on the high ground, close to our village, ... The world's largest solar plant is under construction. For years, we've seen big trucks coming and going. Now there are new pylons and wires all over, sending electricity far away to where it's needed. Around the plant, there are miles of high safety fences. On the long, hot, dusty walk back from school, we can just see far away men and cranes working on top of what will soon be the world's tallest solar tower. Wow, that's cool. Just want to make sure I don't hit my plant over there. Big changes are happening around us, but at my home, things are much the same. We still have our 5 sheep. What's going on, sheep? Bah! And our 2 cows. Munch, munch, munch. We still cook on an open fire and bake our own bread. Hey, here's Mr. Mule, Dad's transport. Hey, what's going on, Dad? So, if the big changes are happening in the world, what is solar power actually doing for us? I don't know. What is it doing for us? The next day, Miss Abdelham asked another one of her big questions. Okay, class, sustainability. What does that mean? Being strong and independent? Peace? Peace? Haha, some kids giggle at Nadia's answer. Keeping things going the way they are? Thinking for the future? Not using everything up? Being a good farmer? Miss Abdelham laughs. Good answers, you're all correct, but in different ways. Sustainability means many things. Tonight I want to tell you all to think about sustainability and write something about it. But first, the field trip. I love a field trip. Look, there's a bus outside waiting for them. Honk, honk. Come on, kids. Ooh, field trip, field trip. Everyone's all excited. Okay, all aboard. Let's go. Hey, Salam, what's going on? I guess that's the name of the bus driver. Our village is hidden away down by a riverbed that flows only in winter. Most of the year it's dry. There's hardly any water here. We can grow just a few things. Palms, almonds, crops to feed the animals. Imagine having your water only work in the winter. Oh, it must be pretty rough. At the top of the hill, there used to be nothing but rocks and stones. Sometimes a lizard. Wow, big lizard. And always the sun shining down on us. But now look, there's a huge solar tower. Nearly finished. We've got a new bridge over the riverbed. and a brand new road. Everything's amazing up here now because just ahead is the biggest solar power plant in the world. They are using all caps. That's why I'm being a little loud. The biggest, oh my goodness. Look at that. It's the size of 3,500 soccer fields, and it contains 660,000 mirrors. And the kids are on the bus are going, whoa. And nearly complete is the 800-foot tall solar tower. What is a solar tower? Look at that giant solar array. And it looks like a power generating place right in the middle, because they have to turn that power into electricity, right? Thank you, son. It's surrounded by thousands of mirrors, each the size of our classroom. They bounce the sun's rays onto the tower. Oh, I'm starting to get it. Cool. And somebody else said, no, hot. Very hot, says Mrs. Abdullam. It will be 1,000 degrees at the top, in fact. That's too hot. The mirrors follow the sun as it moves across the sky. That's a smart and intelligent design. You know, actually, I saw a documentary about this solar tower a couple of years ago, and I totally forgot about it. How can I forget about it? It's so incredible. Like sunflowers, they follow the sun around. You can see how the giant curved mirrors focus the hot sun onto the glass pipe, as big as our bus. Heat from this pipe and from the tower is used to make electricity. At the center of the plant is the control room. Hey, look, there's Naima's mom. Look, there's Muhammad's dad. At the sunset, the desert dust is cleaned off of the mirrors. Okay, class, when you get home, remember your sustainability homework. Come on, Nadia. She must be staying behind to check out all the cool things. But it's time to go home from the field trip. Wow, what a cool field trip that is. I wish that solar tower was close by. We could go on a field trip. Check that out. All that new technology right beside our village. And to think that back home we don't even have the internet. Bye. We'll just have to think for ourselves. Let's do our homework together. So they're having their dinner, and now they're thinking about sustainability. By using the sun, we are not burning precious oil, coal, or gas. Here the sun shines on us nearly every day. That's sustainability. Maybe one day, with the help of solar power, Morocco won't need to buy oil and coal from other countries to make electricity. That's energy independence, and it's sustainability. But what else is sustainability? And what is the solar plant doing for us right here in our village? Well, there's Yusef's cousin Ahmed. When he helped build the plant, he learned how to weld metal. Now he's got his own workshop. He's independent, and he's given jobs to 2 people. Hey, I want to learn how to weld too. That's sustainability right there. And the solar plant has started a new college in the nearby city. People go there by bus to learn new skills with wood, with cloth, with clay. They hope to get jobs and start businesses themselves. And of course, there will be new jobs at the solar plant. That is sustainability. And the solar plant pays for experts to show our farmers better ways to keep sheep. Now, some have a lot more than just 5 sheep, and this will help everyone get through hard times. That's sustainability. And the sheep say, "Mah, mah." Other farmers are learning new ways to grow bigger, better almonds, palms, and olives during the dry summer. We'll be able to grow much more of our own food. That is sustainability. Until recently, the solar plant used our precious water for cleaning the mirrors and for cooling. Now they use air pressure and electric power from the plant. That is sustainability. We've got a new mobile medical center. It helps us all, including mothers and their babies, to stay healthy. More sustainability. Good night, Nadia. See you in the morning, Jasmine. Miss Abdelham says we will eventually get the internet at school, which we really do need. Education, even more sustainability. So there's actually a lot happening here in that town that I can't pronounce that's in Morocco. Hey, look, it's the real people. Oh, that's wonderful. So if you want to read the rest of this and get the backstory on this book and why it was created and read about the real people and the school children, then you have to come into the library and get Solar Story. Wow, that's a great book. Yay! I'm going to give it a 10 for sustainability. Hey, so listen, please stay tuned for our wonderful craft that we have coming up. And until next time, happy reading, everybody. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Who? It's Owl Day here on Storytime. They're so cute. Aren't they just the best? Owls are amazing. I really love them, and I hope one day you can see an owl in person. I've seen a couple of them in person at demonstrations at nature centers and different Earth Day celebrations. Ooh. Why are owls so cool? I just find them to be fascinating creatures. And so today we're going to make our own owl out of, yes, you guessed it, a toilet paper roll. Woo! We love toilet paper rolls. Woo! Because you can do that. And we're going to do it simply and wonderfully. And by the end of it, you're going to have the cutest owl you ever did see. Besides this little guy. I bet his name is Owly or Hoot or something like that. Let's see what the clever people... Yep, that's right. His name is Hoot. Yes. Woohoo. Or is that Woo-Hoot? Oh, Mister, you're so funny. I can't believe I was going to hang out with you. You're so funny. Thanks a lot. I've perfected this act over decades. So what do you need? You need a toilet paper roll. That's right. And you know what? I'm going to show you how to cut the ears out. It's not hard. What you're going to do is you're going to squeeze the top of the toilet paper roll. Not the whole thing. You want this to retain its round shape. And you're going to take your scissors and you're going to be super careful, or maybe you can get one of your older friends or family members to help you with this. And you're just going to cut a smile. Just cut a smile from one side to another. It's going to be a little bit hard because you're going through 2 layers of toilet paper roll. But, oh, look at that. And you see how that makes the shape of the ears? And you can save these because we're going to use them as wings. Because what is an owl if it doesn't have wings to fly? Right? Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is we are going to wrap our owl in purple paper. Why purple, you say? Well, this is your owl. This could be your fantasy owl, and you can make it any color you want. And I decided to make it purple. Purple owl, purple owl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw a little line right where I need to cut it. So we're going to go right here. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut down a little bit from that line. Try to be straight about it. And then we're going to come back with our owl body, because it is no longer a toilet paper roll. It is an owl body. And we're going to wrap this little owl right up. See how much we need. Okay, and it is my humble opinion that we need a little more. So I'm going to cut like down maybe about another inch. There we go. And then I'm going to cut up as straight as I can to meet that cut. Oh! You could save that for later. So here we go, kids. I'm gonna do a wrap to see how it fits first. We're gonna have to cut it out a little bit too at the top so that our ears are covered. And that looks good. That looks pretty good. You know what I'm gonna do? Look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw right on the inside of this so we know where to cut it, and then we'll cut it before we glue it on, because that'll be a little bit easier. So just follow along your cut. Hold that paper and then come back over here and follow along on your other side. And I think that'll do the trick. Right? Yeah, that looks good. See that? So we're just gonna cut those out. See, sometimes you can figure out what you need to do as you go along. Okay, let's see. And let's see what we need to do with that little extra bit right there. So see, match up your cut with the paper. Let's see, or is it this one? This one might be the match. Okay, we can cut off the excess there. All right, you just have to match it up the best you can. And you should be good to go. And this one right here, you could just snip that right. Just go along down with your cut. You see what I did? Yeah. All right, now take your glue stick. Put some glue stick on the bottom. And then we'll glue stick the other side, because this is a little bit more careful wrapping job because you're trying to match up. Okay, that's good. That looks good. That looks good. And then we'll put some glue stick on this side of the paper, because that's going to fold over onto the rest of your owl. Right? So here's some interesting facts about owls. Make sure that's nice and tight. And just roll that up. And you can use your fingers to press down. And then you can press down from the outside too. You can use your fingers on the inside and your thumb. And that should be a nice tight fit. And look at that. Look at your little owl. He's so cute. So there are 200 different owl species. Did you know that? 200! Oh my goodness. I'm definitely one of them. Yes, Hoot, you are. And you are a hoot, by the way. Hey, you know what? Guess what? This is what I'm thinking. You can use these scraps to cover your wings. Because do you want your owl's wings to be a different color? Or do you want them to be toilet paper roll color? I don't know. What do you think? If the scrap is too small, you can cut the wing down a little bit. Or you could just leave it as it is. Here, why don't we do that? Oh, it's so hard to get the cap off. Here, we could do that just like that. We can have a little brown there because it's our owl. We can make it any color we want. So we'll have a two-tone wing. How's that? And then this one, you cut that just a little bit on the bottom. Yes. Here's another fun fact about owls. Do you know that they're active at night? That's when they hunt for their food. And that is called what? Not diurnal, but nocturnal. Right, you remembered. And they hunt insects, small mammals, and other birds. So they're hunting at night for their food. And that's probably why their eyes are so big, because it helps them to see in the dark. Do you know that a group of owls is called a parliament? A parliament of owls. Isn't that funny? Parliament. That's what, in England, that's what they call their government, is the parliament. Parliament. They actually say parliament. And did you know that some owl species hunt fish? That's where they like to get their food from. Okay, so what we're going to do with our owl now is we're going to cut out some eyes. And I have some colors here. And I was going to ask you what kind of colors would you like? How about, why don't we give our owl 2 big green eyes? Because owl's eyes are so big. Yeah, let's do one, and then we can use that one to cut out another one. Owl's eyes are so big. And here's another interesting fact about owl's eyes. They can't independently move their eyes. You know how we can look around without moving our head? You can look to the right, to the left, up, down, all around in a circle. Owls have to move their necks and heads in order to be able to see to the right or the left or up or down. And they have the uncanny ability to swivel their head and neck 270 degrees. That's almost 360. They can almost turn their head in a complete circle because unfortunately, they can't move their eyes. And they can't see things really close to their eyes very clearly. It's called farsighted. They can see things far, but they can't see things that are really close to their eyes. So their eyes were designed to see movement far away, like a little mouse scuttling across a field or forest. And they go and scoop that up for dinner. And the mouse says, no! But we all have to eat, right? So here are your owl eyes. Oh, let me just trim that one up a little bit. It's a little spiky. Look at those giant owl eyes. Oh. Ooh. See, look at this owl. That owl has tiny eyes. Their eyes are supposed to be like this big. Whoever designed this owl was not really looking at the pictures, but that's okay. Now we're going to draw 2 pupils, which are what is in the center of your eye and what your eye actually sees with. So I'm just going to draw a smaller circle. I'm going to cut out a smaller circle because I don't think I could see the pen on a piece of black felt. That's pretty good. And then I'm just going to put it right next to it and cut out another circle. That's an easy way to cut out circles if you need to do more than one. Okay, let's just get all our little scraps out of the way. Now, this owl also needs a nose, right? I don't really have any facts about owl noses, but they do have them. They use them to breathe. I'm not sure what type of a sense of smell that they have. I've never asked an owl personally what if it can smell. I'm sure it could smell something, but I don't have those facts for you. What I do have for you is that they are very quiet in flight. Some birds of prey, you can hear their wings, make noise in the air while they're flying. You could actually hear like, but owls are like silent. They fly and they glide very silently so that the animals that they're hunting don't hear them and run away. And do you know that the color of an owl's feathers help them blend into their environment? All right, so we're going to put our owl eyes on. I think I'm going to put the glue on the felt and then stick it on the owl body. Get enough glue on there so it stays. Do you love your owl's big green eyes? The better to see you with at night, little mousy. There's one big green eye. That's very cute. And here's another one. Hey, that's how big their eyes are. I didn't design this. And how about a little nose for our owl? I chose orange because I thought it went well with the green and purple. So we're going to put a little glue on the orange nosy. Oh, hey, did you know that owls have very powerful talons? Do you know what talons are? It's the name for their claws, because that's what they need to grab their prey with after they silently fly in at night. And did you know that owls can be recognized, barn owls, can be recognized by their heart-shaped face? Yeah, if you're wondering what kind of an owl this is or what kind of an owl that is, if it has a heart-shaped face, it's usually a barn owl. Now, we could do one of two things. We can put our wings on that we made, like that. Or we can make wings out of felt. How do you feel about that? I could just draw like a half circle, like that. Maybe a little bit longer on the bottom. And that could be your wing. We can have a little matching nose and wing. I think we'll do that. So let's get up here and cut out our owl wing. And just remember, the other one that you cut out, you need to put it opposite. All right, there we go. And let me cut out another one. And like I did the others, I'm just gonna, here, look, we don't even have to cut on one side because it's straight. Let's just do that to make it easier. See what I'm doing? I just put it on the straight edge right there. And then all I have to cut out is the round part. Yes. Owl wings at your service. So you can put your owl wings like this so you could see them. Because if you put them too far behind, you might not be able to see them. And don't forget, this one has to sort of be the opposite way. Right? So you can look at it like that. See how they're opposites? But they're the same. But they're opposites. Okay. That looks good. I really like that. So I'm gonna put some glue on the upper part of their wing. Some glue on the upper part. Because I think our little wing is going to hang off a little bit. That looks good. Put one wing right about here. So I put it a little bit in the front. Oh, I like that. And then the other wing right about here. And you can decorate your owl more. You could draw whatever you want. Stars or feathers or hearts. However you want your owl to look. And I really do hope that someday you get to see an owl in person. If you go to the Cape May Zoo, I think they have a few owls there. There's also some bird rescue places around New Jersey that have owls that might have injured their wing or another part of their body. But I hope you get to see an owl in person fly around the forest. That would be really cool. I have seen a couple of owls at night, but usually I just hear them because it's kind of hard to see an owl at night unless you're another owl and you have giant eyes like this. All right, kids, I hope you enjoyed your owl craft. What do you think of this owl? Well, as an owl, I'm going to give that an 8.5 for an owl. Oh, that's pretty good. I got an 8.5. Woohoo! Would you be friends with this owl? Oh, yes, definitely. Oh, thank you. I really need a friend. So there's your owl craft for today. Go out and learn about owls and birdies. And thank you so much for joining us today for story time and craft. We hope you had fun. We'll see you next week. Take care and have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Woohoo!